Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Kubota Farm here in East Vineland, New Jersey. And as you can see, harvest is underway. I was going to say well underway, but we've got a couple cornfields left to do. But check out this honeybee header. Look at this bad boy. I love it. I think it's fantastic looking. I have no idea at all what's going on with it. I mean, it looks so complicated and so beyond my knowledge of how headers work, but I think, like I mentioned in the last episode, I think that there is an air system going on here. And I think those pipes are those metal tongs are blowing air back towards the header. Maybe, I don't know for what purpose, maybe to help lift the soybeans. I do think this is what type of header I think is used for soybeans. But you can lift it up, you can, let's see here, so if you lift it up and down, I think you can also bring it in and out. Look how nice that looks too. I mean, so well done. Such a cool header. I don't know, it looks cool. It may not even be correct for soybeans, if I'm being honest. I don't know enough about them, but I think it is. And even if it's not, it looks way too cool to not use it this way, you know? Pretty sweet though. But let's get this soybean field knocked out, finished up, and we'll move on to our corn. I hope everybody's having a good week so far. It's Tuesday. I always get a little bit of the after holiday blues, it seems like. Not severely, but just a little bit. It's like, man, now we just have the rest of winter, you know? It's one thing when you start winter, you know, usually you had Halloween pretty recent, but then you've got, you know, you're looking forward to Thanksgiving, and you're looking forward to Christmas and the New Year. But it's that second half of winter that always seems a little bland, you know? But we don't have to deal with winter while we are here on the farm, because obviously, even though it's November, it is a sunny November. The temperatures have risen quite a bit. In fact, at the end of the last episode, it was raining. And I mentioned that the rain hopefully will stop so we can get our harvesting in. Well, I stopped recording, and it was probably 10 seconds after I stopped recording that the rain just went away. And that was it for the rain. So, yeah. We have the rest of the November, I guess, or the day, so to speak, to get this knocked out. All of our corn. There's not much that we can do as far as planting goes in November, so we don't need to do a big rush turnaround planting job. But I bring that up because, in the words of the very, very talented, I don't laugh because I don't think they are talented. I'm just laughing because a lot of you probably may not even know who I'm talking about. Musical group, The Outfield. Since you've been gone, if you look, let's just do this right here. I couldn't help myself, and I picked up a toy for the farm. Yeah, we bought it. I had to buy the Limpkin. I had to buy the Limpkin. I had to buy it in real Kubota orange. And I think this is just going to be brilliant in the future. It does everything pretty much except potatoes. So there's that. And it's 180 horsepower requirement. So we'll have to use an M8. Our M7s fall a little bit shy of that, but that's fine. It's going to make planting so much faster. So much faster. And we can indeed go over, let's see here. I always miss, where's our planter at? Our seeder. I keep saying cedar, our planter. It's actually a cedar. Here's our little 3-meter jobber. I think we can say goodbye to this thing. You know, if I'm being honest, it's... In fact, we might be able to say goodbye to both of these, because this... Right? Because that doesn't do... Let's take a look at this real quick. We might be able to sell both. What am I looking for here? I'm looking for Kubota first. Kubota fertilizers. So we have this, which is for corn, sunflowers, soybeans, sugar beets, and cotton, right? And this is for all your normal, what do I want to say, grain crops, etc. Whoops, I didn't want to do that. I think so. I think that all of these here are also covered by the Limken. Corn, sunflowers, soybeans, sugar beets, and cotton. Where's my... So where's my... Sorry about this. I know this is taking longer than I expected. Than you probably expected. Here we go. So corn, sunflowers, sugar beets, cotton, soybeans, yeah, and all of the regular base crops the Limken can do. So we can sell both of these. Let's do a repair and a repaint, and we're going to say goodbye to both of these. Sorry guys, enjoyed you while you were here, but we've got a new cedar in town. A one that does all. Now the one thing I didn't take a look at, because we got this on the sale market, is we probably do need to do some repairs. We do indeed. So $3,450 worth of repairs. I'm not going to spend $28,000 on paint on the thing. But I say she'll... Boy, I'm looking forward to using that. That is going to be fantastic. So happy to have that now. And actually, that kind of bumped us back up a little bit to 131. Almost hit my head on the bumblebee there. Well, let's get this thing buttoned up. Let's fold up the header. And we can drop this header off. Because I have gone ahead and leased a corn header. A corn head that has been dropped off here on the farm as well, that I'm kind of looking forward to checking out here. Alright, let's drop off the bumblebee. Boy, I feel like that was a little bit rough. That was kind of treating it rough. At least it landed on the grass and not the blacktop there. I guess that's a plus. So let's head this way to our cornfields, where, like I said, I had a corn head delivered. Just a lease, not a purchase. It's not cheap. It was like $85,000 for this thing. But she is pretty looking, though. Let's take a peek at it here. Yeah, that thing, man. I'll tell you what, I am so impressed by some of these pieces of equipment. Are just absolutely awesome looking. Absolutely fantastic. I'll show you which one. Where's our leases at? Leased items, corn heads. It's this it's this jobber here, this, what, Olimac? Drago GT12FR. Oh, yeah. Daddy likes. And this is, oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah. Oh, I like that. Man, that thing looks so bad. I love it. Fantastic. Well, let's not waste any time, I guess. Let's cut into this field. With a headland up here. Hopefully we're going to get a sizable yield of corn. I think we're going to do pretty good between these two fields. Technically 3 fields since we joined 1 and 2 together. May have to let the hired hands do a little bit of work here with this thing so we can run the cart. In fact, before I get going too much further, let's turn on our GPS. Get that straightened out. And I think we should move it over. Oh, wrong way. I think we could move it over this way a little bit. I think our field goes out. We may just have to deal with that when we get up there. I'm going to move it quite a ways over. And we can deal with that. We'll take a half swath here, and then our field kind of jogs over to the left up here. And maybe I've lined that up reasonably well. I think as far as harvesting goes, corn is probably one of my favorites. Either for chaff or for just straight harvest like this. I really enjoy watching. I enjoy watching the combine do its thing on this corn. But yeah, our yields should be really pretty reasonable, I do believe. And I think corn, if I'm not mistaken, isn't corn one of the pretty much draws or drains the most nitrogen out of the field, is it? Or is it pH? I think it's the nitrogen that it really likes to drain. Boy, I didn't bring that over far enough, did I? That's alright, we can pick up the... I knew it jogged over, but didn't realize it jogged over quite that far. That's alright. We'll pick that up on our way back. But it's just nice to have a really nice combine like this case. I've really enjoyed this case combine. I really like it. Like I said, I haven't used case combines in quite a while. I usually kind of default to John Deere's. Occasionally I'll do a Kloss combine if I'm in like on a European map or something. Maybe Fent. I like the way they look, but haven't really gone red in a while for combines, and I'm really liking this. I'm really liking this case combine. And I didn't even realize this until, let's see here. I didn't realize that even you could open up the doors. Until I was messing around with it offline. And I'm like, oh, that's pretty sweet. need to do some repairs, just knock those doors open just like that and off to the races. I guess you can clean it out that way. It's a nice touch by the modder, that's for sure. We'll get this chunk finished off here that we missed and make our way back. Should take a look and see what our totals were for soybeans. Planning on saving, at least the idea is to save some of that soybean. Oh, that was a nice dip there in the field. Save some of that soybean for our pigs. I think they'll definitely enjoy that. Let's run up the field here and lock in to our next row. So yeah, here in November, I think basically we did our selling this morning while it was raining, so we got what we needed to sell out of the way. Oh, don't hit that. Oh man, I'm glad this is a leased cornhead. My goodness, that was not very nice. Hope nobody saw that from the store. Looking at some of the details on this thing. The Drago GT. Sucking in the corn, drawing it in to the middle. Goes into the combine. Gets all sorted. The rest gets spit out. It doesn't look like it's spitting a whole lot out. It seems like it should be spitting a little bit more out, but maybe that's a good sign. Maybe we're getting a really, really decent yield out of this field. I'm not really sure how to take that. But the plan is to just harvest all of our corn with the combine. We're not going to be doing any foraging. We are going to set aside some corn for our pigs since they like corn for their base food. And then we're going to take corn over to our grain mill. I think it's the grain mill plus. And we're going to get that corn working for us over there. We get cracked corn produced. I think we also get corn meal, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, our chickens loved cracked corn, so we'll produce some cracked corn for our chickens. We won't have to always buy cracked corn. And hopefully, too, we can sell some of this. We can start getting our production facilities working for us a little bit more. We'll have to look at what the next production facility we want to get with. And actually, now that I think about it, we're actually leasing the Grain Mill Plus for $1,000 a month, which is really, I don't know, I feel like that's kind of hard to beat. $1,000 a month for a lease, you know, that sounds good. It sounds cheap. It I mean, in 12 months, that's only 12 grand. And it seems really cheap, right? I guess it just depends on how long you plan on. Well, number one, I guess it depends on how long you plan on playing the map, you know, I mean, and it also definitely depends on if you're playing single day months as well. Because if you're not and you're playing 4 or 5 or 6 day months, that'll add up, you know, considerably quicker. But I don't know, for single day, for 1 day months, that's 12 grand a year. We could lease production facilities. I mean, that adds up to being, I think that production facility to buy it outright is like around 90 grand. That's 90 months you'd have to play on this map. What is that? That's like 8 years almost. I guess we're full. I guess that's kind of the giveaway. I think that's what I'm supposed to take away from, oh, I don't know, the overflowing corn on top of the harvester and the fact that it stopped feeding on us. My reflexes were a tad slow there. You stay here. Let's get that pipe open. I kind of regret not leasing. Well, I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter much. Excuse me, for like I don't know if they would use, you know, it's funny. I don't know. Like, I look at trailers like this and I think, you know, what difference does it really make what kind of trailer you use for, as long as it can hold and carry safely your product, right? Your harvest. And I don't know, I look at a trailer like this and I think, you know, what's wrong with using this for corn? But it seems like, especially on American farms, if they're doing a lot of corn, they're not using regular trailers like this that I normally see. I usually see them using, you know, either the auger wagons, or maybe gravity wagons, but I don't think it's very often that I see normal trailers like this used. I don't know if that's a problem, if it would be a problem to be using trailers like this for corn. I'm also wondering if getting a little low on gas there on that Kubota. I'm also wondering too if I'm trying to remember if I've seen on corn harvests them using semis. They use runner bins, I guess they call them, right? They have these auger wagons that they run back and forth and take them over to semis that are waiting on the side of the road, and they dump the corn straight in the semi trailers. So I don't know what what difference that would be versus a trailer like that. I don't know. It must just be with corn, maybe because it's a higher yield. Maybe that's what constitutes part of what they're going to use. Is if they used a normal trailer like that, they would just be making way too many runs back and forth with it. Because, you know, corn kernels are, I don't know. I don't know. Would like to know more about how farmers pick or decide and choose what trailers they're going to use, and do many of them just use one trailer, kind of all-purpose stuff. I love the look of this though. Just that fall, late fall on the farm with the cornfields spread out like this. This is kind of what I definitely had pictured when we bought Fields 1 and 2 and joined them. Just a nice, long, big row of corn. And that neighboring field over there. It would look really awesome with these trees out of here and making one big field. But the trees are pretty. They are pretty. Yeah, I just love. I'm thankful that I live in a part of the country where we get, that's one thing I am happy for. I'm not a, man, I tell you, winter just gets more and more, seems to get longer and longer the older I get, but I really, really enjoy fall, and I'm really happy that I live someplace where fall is like this, you know, where you get the colors, and, you know, you can almost, you know, you look with Farming Simulator, and kudos to the map author as well, but you look at how, you know, how this looks now and how far the game has come and how nice this looks, and it just gives you a really, it gives you a feel of fall. You know, you don't just feel like, I went back and looked at FS13 and just, I mean, I know that's quite a ways back, but you know, you didn't get this. You didn't get this kind of a feel from the game, you know, like you do now. And you know, eventually we'll probably want to start purchasing, you know, maybe purchase a corn head at some point. But you know, for what you pay for a lease on some of this equipment, it's until it either, you know, you find it on sale and on the sale market, or it just seems like it's tough to beat just leasing and a lease and return, you know, for what you're paying for it. I think the lease on this corn head, like I said, it wasn't cheap because it's not a cheap corn head. I think it was $4,000 a lease. But in the big scheme of things, I mean, I don't know, you know, maybe it doesn't seem too bad if we look at, in fact, if we look at it here, I did the special because I thought it looked cool. You can do normal, you know, for 78. Special adds $5,000. Lease it for 4,200. You know, I do have the lease to own mod, but you know, again, I mean, if we use it once a year, you know, you got to start looking at that. You know, I mean, let's say we lease this corn head once a year for $4,000 roughly, and it costs 80. I mean, that's, it doesn't seem to make any, it doesn't seem to make sense to buy it. I guess you could say that about the combine, even to some extent, right? I mean, we have harvest season and we're done with this case for months. I think the combine makes more sense though, because you know, because we use it, we'd have to lease it multiple months because you are harvesting in a variety of different months. I probably should have done a headland on this field. That might have helped a little bit with these light poles, but I guess we're all right. Get it into forward, Brad. Get it in the right gear. Oh, and lower the corn head too. That'd help. There we go. I figured it out. I would really like to see on, hopefully, excuse me, on the next version or in a future version of FarmSim, those monitors, these interior monitors, actually being a little bit more informative with what's going on, what's really going on with the combine. I think that would be a really cool thing, and I wonder if Giants is considering doing that. I see that things are, you know, there was a mod that came out this year. I think it was the Real Dashboard mod, I think it's called. I think it's called the Real Dashboard mod or something like that, where you can actually have a tablet installed inside here, and it will display more information. But that does take, it takes, you know, somebody that can actually, you know, modify and add some scripting to a mod. It takes scripting, so consoles are out. And there's another mod too, I know, where you can use your iPad or some type of a, you know, tablet as well. But it would be cool to see. We're just going to flip this thing around a little bit here. It would be cool to see something that's kind of built into the base game, you know. Let's see if I can tab over. I always tab the wrong way. I tab the long way instead of the short way, it seems like. Let's get our trailer over here and get this thing unloaded. Should always try to keep the combine moving. That's one thing I always see on with farmers is, especially the larger farms, it's always important to keep the combine moving. You know, always have a trailer available for unloading. That's kind of weird how it's just kind of got that blank space. Must be a combination of where the load, how the trailer loads, I would think, is making more of a difference here, because I did notice that when I unloaded directly into our silo from the combine, that it went all the way down to from the combine to the silo. Yeah, it went all the way down to the grading. So I have a feeling that's more to do with the trailer, how that's doing that, than anything. Let's get you turned around, buddy. Get you piped in. Let's get you locked up, lined up again. Thank you very much. Get you fired up. Making fairly quick work of this field. I didn't think it was going to take too awful long to get our harvest done. Soybeans went really quite quick. $7 miles an hour isn't too bad. I think this is a 9-meter corn head, so making reasonable work out of it, that's for sure. I'll have to look this brand up online. Alamac. I think I'm saying that right. Let's slow you down for a second. And trying to get it lined up correctly here. And we'll let the hired helper take off with that. Oh yeah, it sucks up the nitrogen pretty bad. You can see our nitrogen levels are flatlined pretty much at this point, so we'll definitely be doing quite a bit of fertilizing on these fields. Let's scooch this around. Our trailer's not quite full. We can take a minute to unload what we can with this thing. Help our combine out a little bit just to keep it going for us. Let's see if I can get our speeds a little closer. Going a little bit fast. Slow it down just a little bit. Get a little closer, Brad, so we're not bringing in the corn on the side of the trailer. And we can run this back to the silo. Over half this field done. I'd say our Kubota is working hard to get this thing hauling. Get it up this hill too. There you go, girl. You can do it. That's got to be a lot of weight. That's pretty dense. A pretty dense load of product right there. And a pretty decent incline right there to boot. I think we'll just silo it for now, and just until we can get this harvest done. We've got that whole field right there still to do of corn as well. But we'll get this siloed up for now. We will want to get this over to our grain mill as soon as possible, so we can get it started. Maybe even take a little bit of yummy over to the pigs, let them enjoy some of this fresh corn that we've got. All right. Is that about 34,000 liters we had there in this trailer? If we take a look, let's take a look at what I didn't pay much attention to, our soybean. Okay, our total from the soybean was 27,300, give or take. And that is just from, and that's from this field. And I think our expected yield rate on this field was like in the 98%, 99%. And I was taking a look at precision farming here, taking a look here, and our score is starting to rise. It's kind of nice to see that go up. I think we will see an increase here, because we are going to take advantage of using our manure and our slurry to fertilize our field instead of using the man-made stuff, so to speak. I guess we're going to use the pig-made stuff. And I think that definitely helps with the precision farming. I have a feeling that our new Limpkin seeder is a direct drill seeder. I just have a feeling. It doesn't say it in the description, but something tells me, and we're going to try and see if we can direct drill. Because it's my understanding, hey, you left a stock behind there, Chief. You're not supposed to do that. Especially with the RTK station on the farm now, you're supposed to be, you know, faster and more accurate. Right? But something tells me our seeder will seed directly without cultivating or mulching, and I want to check that out and give it a try and see if it does, see if we can get away with that. I think that helps with the precision farming score as well. The less you disturb the soil, I think the better your score gets. And I don't, you know, I don't really focus on the precision farming score probably as much as I should. I kind of just, it's there, and, you know, I pay attention to it, but I don't really probably put as much effort into raising the score as I should, because it definitely helps, and it definitely gives us a nicer bonus when it comes to selling. I mean, we even got precision farming bonus with our eggs. And I think we did with our wool as well, so there's that. Alright, I'm going to let you go ahead. Just going to roll back a little bit here, get out of your way. We'll clean up am I far enough out of your way here, Chief? Or are you going to come? No. Oh, I would have died if he would have. I thought for sure he was going after that chunk he missed. I would have been like, whoa, never seen you do that before. That would have been kind of cool. Well, I think he's got it well on the way. Let me check our oh yeah, we're not doing too bad as far as repair goes. No problemos there. Did I check our... Let me check something here. I don't know if I repaired our combine. That looks like it's doing okay, if I'm looking at that correctly with our maintenance down there in the lower right. Seems like we're doing okay. I might have repaired it after our soybean harvest. I think this is where our hired helper is going to struggle. It's going to be on this side of the field a little bit. I don't think he likes those trees being there very much, so I might have to do this last run. But I think that is going to do it for this episode of Kubota Farm, everyone. I do appreciate you checking in with me. I hope you're having a great week so far. And I'll see you back here Wednesday. Back here in East Vineland, where we'll be wrapping up our harvest here in November, and probably depending on time, I guess we should have plenty of time to go and maybe haul some of this corn over to our grain mill and go from there. But thanks everyone for joining me again. Leave a like if you like the video, subscribe if you'd like to. Love to have you on board that way. Take care of yourselves. Let's take care of each other, and I'll see you all real soon. Bye for now.